to this channel where we spread love and positive vibes. Thank you so much, new subscribers, and the returning subscribers. I don't take you for granted. I really appreciate you and I value you, and thank you so much. And today we are going to look at a topic, or rather something that I have observed over time. I have observed that there are so many people migrating to Jamaica. I saw in social media Americans migrating to Jamaica, and I also saw Arabs migrating to Jamaica, and of course we have Africans that go and settle in Jamaica, and the people from Asia, all over the world, people desire and long and actually do it, migrate to go and settle in Jamaica. At one point, I saw a video whereby the Arabs were migrating to Jamaica for some reasons. And it was being said, some of the reasons that make people to migrate to Jamaica, although I'll cover them later, some of them is the climate condition of Jamaica. Jamaica has a warm climate, and the surrounding countries have winters and summer. And therefore, most people, when they want to settle, when they want to retire, we are going to cover all those reasons later. I'm just highlighting, when they want to retire or to settle somewhere, they prefer settling in Jamaica. We saw Irina talking about why she moved to Jamaica, and after moving to Jamaica, actually one of the reasons she gave was that the climate of Jamaica was conducive and there was clean water in Jamaica, there was fresh fruits, and there is, even up to today, fresh fruits and vegetables, and everything is natural. And Irina said she had to move from her country to Jamaica. I have also seen another lady, I can't remember what her channel is. She moved from Ukraine to Jamaica. I think I can put you a clip of Irina talking about why she moved to Jamaica. Then I'll go to the other YouTuber, and then I'll show you how many people have migrated to Jamaica and why they do so. So let us have a look at Irina's video on why she moved to Jamaica and why she loves Jamaica.
One was climate. I wanted a country with no winter. Thank you very much. I simply took Google Maps and cut off the top bit of Google Maps and the bottom bit of Google Maps. So I was left only with the list of countries that were within the equator and the tropical area. As simple as that. Sometimes people ask me, don't you get bored with summer all year round? And no. It's like asking a question, do you ever get bored with sleeping on a comfortable bed? And when I'm talking about hating winter, I don't just mean cold weather. I mean the number of clothes I have to put on, the time I have to spend, the difference in temperatures between being inside and outside, the spare shoes that I have to give my kids to school, and the fact that it takes forever to dress them up and then undress them, and then they're too hot inside. Then
Spring is here, spring. Smell the flowers, spring. Play outside, spring.
And I know that a lot of Jamaicans would prefer to live high in the hills, so it's cooler, or maybe somewhere in Canada where there are 4 seasons. And I guess that's human nature. We always want the things we don't have, and we don't appreciate the things we do have. Number 2 criteria for me was the access.
Now, those are some of the reasons that make people to desire to settle, or rather to migrate to Jamaica for good. There is a video sometimes back I shot of celebrities actually building homes in Jamaica. And they settle there. Maybe they are building retirement homes or homes to settle, or actually migrating back to Jamaica to settle there. And we saw that there are so many great people with names that have come to settle in Jamaica or have built properties in Jamaica in preparation maybe for their retirement or for the time they would want to settle in Jamaica. And we have had Irina telling us why she loved Jamaica and why she moved back to Jamaica from her country. And there is this Ukraine girl who also said she moved to Jamaica and actually married a Jamaican just like Irina and settled in Jamaica. And she was comparing Ukraine and Jamaica, and she was for sure saying Jamaica is way ahead of her country, Ukraine. I remember she was talking about tissue, and she said that the first time she saw people using tissue was in Jamaica. And then she talked about the clothing and all that. Maybe I can put a clip of some of the things she was saying before we move on.
Number one, throwing the toilet paper in the toilet. Cuba is a very different place right now, but back in my days, you couldn't do that. First of all, we didn't even add toilet paper. We did use newspaper, and then you have the little basket beside the toilet, and then you would have put the paper in there. So me did put the toilet paper in the basket, and my mother-in-law yard by mistake couple times. Number two.
Yeah, you can see that people love to settle in Jamaica. They love to stay in Jamaica. They love to make Jamaica home. And these two ladies are not the only one. We have Arabs flocking in Jamaica in large numbers. Why do Arabs choose to settle in Jamaica? And for sure we can say the combination of Arabs and Jamaica is actually a combination that is rarely seen. But we can see Arabs migrating and settling in Jamaica in large numbers. Why is this so? Maybe a clip of this video will tell us why Arabs choose to come and settle in Jamaica, irrespective of all the other countries that surround them. What does Jamaica give to people that the other countries do not have? Why do people prefer to settle in Jamaica, to migrate and make Jamaica home, or even to completely retire in Jamaica? So let us look at why these Arabs are moving in great numbers to Jamaica.
Friend who introduces you to reggae music for the first time. You hear it, you feel it, and you're like, where has this been all my life? We're talking about the internet, social media, you name it. These days you can be sitting in Dubai, sipping your carrot tea, and be completely immersed in Jamaican culture without even leaving your couch. It's wild, man. Now let's talk about Jamaica itself. This little island nation has a global cultural impact that punches way above its weight class. It's like that kid in school who's not the biggest or the loudest, but everyone knows their name. From music legends like Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff to the lightning-fast Usain Bolt, Jamaica has a knack for producing icons that capture the world's imagination. And let's not forget about the beaches, the food, the laid-back lifestyle. Jamaica is basically paradise with a soundtrack, so it's no wonder that people from all corners of the globe, including the Arab world, are drawn to its magnetic energy. They see this place, they hear the music, and they're like, sign me up, mun! But this connection between Arabs and Jamaica runs deeper than just modern-day trends. We're talking about a shared history that goes way back. Both Arabs and Jamaicans have a shared experience of colonialism, of fighting for their freedom, and of preserving their culture in the face of adversity.
I know you have heard the reasons why Arabs are moving in Jamaica. And I want to tell you that Arabs are not the only ones that are flocking in Jamaica. Like I had started by saying, there are so many people from all over the world that wants to make Jamaica home. We came across a video whereby Africans, especially here in Kenya, were asked where they would want to go, and everybody was talking about going to Jamaica. We also saw a video whereby Ugandans keep on practicing patois, the main language spoken in Jamaica, actually not main, the language of the people of Jamaica, because at one time or another they expect to go to Jamaica or to make Jamaica home. Those are Ugandans for you. And we have also seen many people expressing their love, expressing admiration, expressing that they would want to visit Jamaica in their lifetime. And these are not the only people that desire to go to Jamaica. Can you imagine Americans also eager and desire to live in Jamaica, to make Jamaica home? I know you cannot believe it. Some of the reasons that make Americans want to settle and to live in Jamaica is because of one, the climatic conditions of Jamaica. Jamaica being relatively warm, actually warm, compared to the winter climate of United States of America. Apart from that, the cost of living in the surrounding countries to Jamaica, or rather in the surrounding countries that actually surround Jamaica, the cost of living is very high compared to the cost of living in Jamaica. Actually, in United States of America, the cost of living is very, very high. The rentals, or rather the prices of houses are very, very high. Prices of commodities are very, very high. And you can barely survive without $1,000 in United States of America. When we compare to Jamaica, the cost of living is relatively low. And when we consider also the fact that Jamaica has fresh fruits and vegetables and natural food and actually very clean water when you compare to the type of foods that are eaten in United States of America. And therefore, Americans prefer to settle in Jamaica, prefer to make Jamaica home, prefer to actually come and settle in Jamaica. Apart from that, we know that in America, there is no social life. People are very, very busy. But in Jamaica, I'll come across those reasons later because I will highlight why people all over the world are attracted to Jamaica. But I want to say that in America, there is no good, what can I call it, social life. While in Jamaica, there is a lot of social life, there is a lot of parties, there is a lot of positive vibes, and therefore people desire to go and settle somewhere where they will not be stressed, where there is positivity, where there is joy, where there is dancing and music every time. And therefore most Americans are actually migrating to Jamaica. Maybe I can put a clip of some of the reasons that make Americans to migrate to Jamaica. Have a look at this.
Pushed out. The average American family now spends over $1,000 a month on groceries, and rent for a modest apartment can easily top $2,200 in most urban areas. Meanwhile, wage growth has not kept pace. People are working longer hours, often juggling multiple side gigs, just to break even. But when Americans discover that in Jamaica they can own land, build a house for under $70,000, and get fresh produce directly from local farmers for a fraction of U.S. prices, the appeal becomes undeniable. For example, a month's supply of fresh fruit and vegetables in Jamaica might cost you $50.80 USD, compared to $400 plus in many U.S. grocery stores. A decade ago, relocating to another country meant quitting your job, selling your house, and starting from scratch. But the remote work revolution has flipped that script completely. Tens of thousands of Americans, especially millennials and Gen Z, are now part of what experts call the work-from-anywhere economy. And for many, working with a Caribbean breeze and the Blue Mountains as your background is far more appealing than a cubicle in New Jersey. Jamaica, while once thought to be behind on digital infrastructure, has rapidly upgraded in recent years. Internet providers like Flow and Digicel now offer fiber broadband, and major cities like Kingston, and Montego Bay have co-working spaces, tech hubs, and cafes with stable Wi-Fi. Several Americans now operate YouTube channels, Shopify stores, consulting businesses, and even coding jobs from places like Port Antonio or Negril. Some have even launched tourism-focused businesses, helping other Americans relocate, rent villas, or invest in land. It's not just about lifestyle, it's about new economic models powered by global freedom. It's impossible to overlook the racial dynamics fueling this exodus. After years of tragic events, from the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor to repeated incidents of police brutality and racial profiling, a growing number of African Americans have decided they no longer feel safe or respected in the U.S. Instead of fighting to be seen in a system that feels broken, many are opting out entirely. In Jamaica, Black Americans find something they rarely experience in the U.S. Normalcy. You don't have to code switch. You're not the only one in the boardroom. Your skin, hair, and heritage aren't viewed as threatening or strange. They're celebrated. One 42-year-old entrepreneur from Atlanta shared, "For the first time, I don't have to explain myself. I'm just another Jamaican on the street. It's like breathing for the first time. It's no longer just about escaping racism. It's about discovering identity, heritage, and mental peace." Let's talk about one of the biggest stressors in the U.S., healthcare. An ambulance ride in the U.S. can cost $2,000. A basic visit to the ER, another $1,500, and that's with insurance. In contrast, Jamaica offers both public and private health systems, with private clinics catering specifically to expats. A checkup with a private doctor might cost $50.75 USD, and prescriptions are often 70–80% cheaper than in the U.S. More surprisingly, many Jamaican doctors are trained internationally, in the UK, Canada, and even the US. This has led to a growing trend of healthcare migration, where Americans move to Jamaica to manage chronic conditions affordably. Retirees especially are seeking Jamaican life not just for sunshine, but for savings on healthcare that can stretch a fixed pension far further. A dental crown that costs $1,200 in Miami might cost only $250 in Kingston, done by a well-trained professional. Yes, Jamaica has crime. But the U.S. is facing something far more frightening to many families: mass shootings, school lockdowns, and random acts of public violence that can happen anytime, anywhere.
Guys, I know you are wondering how peculiar, how unique Jamaica is, that everybody desires to make Jamaica home. I want to say Jamaica has a lot of factors that can actually attract people to it. And that is why we see in every corner of the universe, there are people who desire to settle in Jamaica. I remember there is this clip I saw of a Jamaican woman who was saying she's settled in Singapore, and she said that Singapore realized the growth in Jamaica, and they actually went to Jamaica to actually boutique, and they used the information they found in Jamaica to grow their country. And she was wondering where Singapore passed Jamaica, and yet they had come to actually copy some of the things that Jamaicans were doing so that they can grow their economy. And we know that Singapore is far much ahead now, meaning that Jamaica was very, very much ahead of so many countries in those years back. And therefore, the people of Singapore desired to visit this island and see the great people, great creativity, and be able to copy and take it to their country. And he said that the blueprint used in Singapore is actually from Jamaica. Maybe you can listen straight to this video before I come to some of the reasons why people migrate to Jamaica, why there is much exodus to Jamaica from other countries.
So guys, I'm currently in Singapore. It's raining, so if you see like water drops on me, that's why. And it just sparked a thought in my brain where I remember reading information on how they were saying that Singapore was basically structured based on the blueprint for Jamaica. One tree, I hide another tree a little bit. But I remember reading the information where they're saying that in the 60s, after Jamaica gained independence from Britain, the president of Singapore came to Jamaica to basically observe, take notes, you know what I mean? learn from the Jamaican government and do the same for Singapore. And he came back to Singapore, and I think it was like 3 years or 5 years later. I want to correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, sometime later, Singapore was able to gain independence. And at that time, Jamaica and Singapore was basically in the same place. They were both poised for success. And now, from the 60s till now, a heap of years later, Jamaica still out here suffer, and Singapore has developed into this amazing first world country that so many other countries are trying to be like. And Jamaica just out here, just there. Because I just watch a video with the Ministry of Finance saying that they're going to lift they're going to increase the threshold on the import of, what is it? When you're coming to Jamaica, you used to get $500. Now they might increase it to $1,000. And when you buy things off of Amazon or so, they must switch it from $50 to $100. And I believe they did that not to make the country better or to encourage people to do better, but just to get votes. And me just look on it and I said that's the reason why we can't better. That's the reason why we can't reach it, because we have the same blueprint. So if it we have the same cheat sheet, why only want somebody to pass the test? Another perfect example of this is with Devanos. Because from what I can see, Singapore prioritizes the environment, saving the environment, preserving the environment. So you find in the airport and everywhere there is lots of trees planted, and it's like them take every chance them get to ensure say we get 100% oxygen. Look on Devanos, historic. Singapore is a new place, you know. They don't have as much history as Jamaica. And look on Devanos, somewhere that we should consider preserving as part of the history of Jamaica. Devanos, where a lot of tourists come to Jamaica and book tours to go and experience the Jamaican ice cream and learn about I don't remember who did own Devanos, but yeah, book tours and whatever. I did the tour once and it was really entertaining, so I know the tourists will like it too. So them take a place like that and them mow down all of the tree them and pave over the whole thing. Like, ooh, I come up with them ideas here. Jamaica is, if I should put a number on it based on what I see, we're what? Probably like 80% dependent on tourism. That's why when COVID comes, so much people are suffer, so much people hungry. We don't have no other economy because we sell off everything. We sell off the ports, we sell off the mining of bauxite and the production of aluminum. We sell off the airlines that we have. We sell off the airports because enough people know say, I know Jamaica manage the airport them, you know, that's why we don't have no AC for months and nothing happen because enough feed them money and invest in it. You don't know what gonna happen. Something needs to change with this Jamaica we live in, because I can't, this a place here, get the same blueprint. As a matter of fact, and I get the same blueprint is Jamaica blueprint, and them copy Jamaica blueprint and implement it so well. Jesus. But Jamaica can't seem to make one road pave.
Yeah, you can see for yourself that Singapore had to copy Jamaica when it came to developing and making their country better. Let us come to the factors that make people to desire to make Jamaica home, to migrate to Jamaica, to leave the environment they are familiar with and move to a country they are not familiar with, and why they tend to actually familiarize with Jamaica so fast. One of the reasons why people are attracted to Jamaica is economic activities. Jamaica has actually transformed in terms of Jamaica has tourism industry as a major employment, providing jobs and in hotels and restaurants and related services in other sectors. So Jamaica has employment, in other words. And there is a video I shot and actually mentioned that Kenyans were supposed to be hired in Jamaica as teachers, as nurses, in healthcare, and so on. So Jamaica was actually looking for manpower to go and work in their country. And yesterday I mentioned about a Kenyan who is called Isaac, who moved from Kenya and actually settled in Jamaica and is doing very, very well, attaining his purpose in Jamaica education sector, transforming the lives of Jamaican digital space and actually taking them, or rather preparing them for the 21st century. This is a Kenyan who has migrated from Kenya and settled in Jamaica in search of green pastures. So some of the people that go to Jamaica are actually going there to be employed in industries, hotel industries or tourism industries like restaurants, hotels, resorts, and related services in those tourism industry. Other sectors like manufacturing, insurance, financial services, and agriculture also offer employment possibilities to the people that are coming to Jamaica. And I've also mentioned healthcare and education sector. They also hire people that are coming from outside Jamaica to Jamaica. So one of the reasons why people migrate to Jamaica is in search of green pastures in terms of jobs, because there are job availability in Jamaica. The next one is the cost of living. I had mentioned earlier, the cost of living in Jamaica is relatively low compared to the Western countries. I talked about United States of America, where the cost of living is very high, the rent is very high, and you can barely survive in America without money. When we come to Canada, the same thing applies, and when we go to UK, the cost of living is very high. And therefore, most of the people from these countries migrate to Jamaica because of the low cost of living and other factors that I'm going to mention later. So the people that are surround Jamaica, United States of America, Canada, UK, they migrate to Jamaica because the life there is relatively cheap rather than where they have come from. And therefore they migrate to seek more low cost of living, which they cannot find in their countries. Other factors why people migrate to Jamaica are economic growth. Jamaica is experiencing at the moment economic growth, which can actually lead to increased opportunities for those seeking to start businesses or advance in their careers. So you said yesterday, in yesterday's video, I highlighted some of the areas that have actually made Jamaica to grow economically. The economy of Jamaica is growing day by day, and therefore creating opportunities for those that need to do business in Jamaica to advance in their careers, like I have mentioned about a Kenyan who is doing very, very well in Jamaica in digital market, or rather in digital services. The other factor that makes people to migrate to Jamaica is lifestyle and cultural factors. Climate and natural healthy facilities in Jamaica actually encourage so many people to migrate to Jamaica. Jamaica boasts of a tropical climate with warm temperatures year-round. And this actually attracts people because some of the countries have winter seasons that are very, very cold, and therefore when they find a country which is warm all out the year, then they are attracted by the climatic conditions of this country. The stunning natural landscapes of Jamaica, including beaches, jungles, and mountains, actually attract so many people to go to Jamaica. Jamaica is a beauty to behold. And therefore, because of these facilities, natural facilities that are found in Jamaica, the waterfalls, the landscape, the beaches, the jungles, the mountains, the caves, and all those, many people are attracted by Jamaica because of its beauty. And also the cultural and community. Jamaica has vibrant culture because of the many races or many different people that have come from different corners of the world, and actually they are the ones that make Jamaica. There is a video I actually shot and said Jamaica is composed of Africa, Afro-Africans, Afro-Chinese, Afro-British people, and Spanish people, all those people combined together, and actually some Arabs, and those people combined together, they produce a very vibrant culture that actually attracts so many people to go to Jamaica. The culture also composes of community, music, and dance. Many people want to enjoy themselves, to dance, to have fun, and therefore Jamaica is a very, very good place when it comes to celebrations, to music, to dance, to actually community, and many people desire this. Jamaica also offers a relaxed space for people. Many people are attracted to the slower pace of life in Jamaica, which can be a welcome to so many people from the hustles and bustles of life. Many people are so busy throughout the day, and therefore they would want to go to a country that is more relaxed, that is enjoying life, that is having fun. And Jamaica is actually an example of such a country, and that is why many people migrate to Jamaica. Diversity. Jamaica is actually a diverse island with a mix of ethnicities and cultural influences, making it a welcoming place for people from various backgrounds. Because of the variety of culture, many people want to go to Jamaica and experience the diversity in ethnicity and cultural influences. Other factors that make people to migrate are family and reunification. The family tie and the warmth of a family in Jamaica is very, very much experienced. And therefore, many people who watch the Jamaican families and community ties would desire to live in a country whereby the family means everything. You have a shoulder to lean on in times of troubles, in times of ups and downs, and therefore people desire to have these family ties and community ties, and therefore they migrate to Jamaica to experience such. The other one is escape from conflict and persecution. We saw that many Jews in those days moved to Jamaica to actually run away from conflict and persecution. And this is not something new to Jamaica. Actually, we have seen very many Haitians moving to Jamaica through the boat, through the water, to actually run away from conflict. Maybe you can have a look at this video. Is it a video or a picture? And then I'll move on. So conflict, running away from conflict is another reason that makes people to migrate to Jamaica. Many people, or rather a small number of people individually, can seek refuge in Jamaica from conflict, persecution, or human rights violation in their countries. We all know that Jamaica is a very, very good country that fights against injustice. And therefore, people who have been their rights violated can actually seek asylum in Jamaica or refuge in Jamaica. And the Jamaican people are very welcoming, very warm, very friendly. And therefore, many people are attracted to this country and they would want to move there. Retirement. A combination of present climate, affordable cost of living, relaxed lifestyles, and a warm people can make one desire to retire in Jamaica. Actually, sometimes I think of Jamaica and I feel like I would want to retire in Jamaica. I would want to settle in Jamaica because there are so many factors that actually attracts you to Jamaica. Some of them I've mentioned: the warmth of the people, relaxed lifestyles, low cost of living, affordable cost of living, present climate, beauty of the island. All these combined together make so many people to desire to retire in Jamaica. And therefore, many people compete and struggle to make Jamaica home. Because actually I saw statistics And I saw that there are so many people that are settling in Jamaica right now, increasing the population of Jamaica, because many people would want to settle in such a great island. Guys, that is all what I have for you today. Thank you once again for watching us. See you during the next video. Bye bye and God bless.